actually want it, or do you want others to see that you have it? Just be honest with yourself for a moment. Do you actually want it, or do you want others to see that you have it? If no one ever found out you had the degree, the car, the body, the relationship, would you still want it? Because if the answer is no, you're not chasing those things. You're chasing what you think they will make others think of you. And that is very sad. And it's a trap we don't talk about enough. That pressure to be seen as enough. Even when we are not sure what enough means anymore, or what enough means to us. To be honest, most of us don't know what we actually want. We just know what we've been taught to want by the society. Imagine from a very young age, from childhood, we are taught what success should look like. From the good grades, the degree, the job, the marriage, the car, the house. And before we even realize it, our lives become a checklist of borrowed societal dreams. Always chasing timelines that were never individually ours. Trying to catch up with people who don't even know where they're going. You look around and feel behind. Not because you are, but because you're comparing your journey to someone else's highlight reel. And this hit so hard for me. When I finished university and got my first internship, I graduated with a degree in finance. And when I went into the workforce, let me tell you, it was an internship, but 3 months into it, I realized that, you know what? I think I may have done the wrong course. I think I may be in the wrong profession. And I don't see myself doing this for the rest of my life. And now looking back, I actually did the degree because my mom said so. She said that was the right course to choose. And I think parents also play a big role in leading us into the wrong professions or the wrong paths in life, because they don't believe, even as young as we are, God would still lead us, that we are capable of making the right choices for ourselves. I remember joining high school and my mom telling me that I was going to do agriculture and business as my electives. I didn't have a choice. It was up to me to decide whether to continue with the business or agriculture when I reached Form 3. Because I hated agriculture so much, I decided to go with business. I eventually went to university. Because I had done business, I had no choice but to do finance. Graduated, got my first internship, and realized, you know what? I don't think this is what I was meant to do. I'm in the wrong profession. I was stuck. I needed to figure out what God really wants me to do with my life. Most of us get to this point in life. You go to school, do whatever you're being told to do, get a job, and realize, you know what? I don't think this is what I'm meant to do. I feel like I'm meant to do something else. I'm created for something more. Instead of sitting with that, figuring out with God what that is, we decide to be like everybody else. Work ourselves to death in something we do not even like until retirement, doing the work that drains you. We are so afraid of stepping out in faith with God and doing something else. Not all of us were meant to be in corporate forever. Okay, you can do it right now because bills, but you need to figure out how to get out of it. Doing something you love. You can choose a different path for yourself. And let me tell you, when you're doing something you love, something that fulfills you, your nervous system will thank you for it. Having a calm nervous system is the new generational world. You cannot have a calm nervous system if you're in something that constantly drains you. Taking a leap of faith is also scary, but once you're in it, even though there's so much uncertainty around it, your nervous system is calm because you are so fulfilled in it. But most of us will not experience this, sadly, because we are not courageous enough to stand up for ourselves. We do what society dictates and end up living miserable lives. Do I actually want it, or do I want others to see that I have it? The world as we know it, as it is, doesn't reward stillness. It rewards performance, rewards validation, rewards noise. We start confusing being seen with being fulfilled. And it's exhausting, isn't it? To keep running without knowing why. You are not stuck. You just lack clarity. And if you have clarity, you will have courage to go after what could potentially make you happy. And to be honest, social media is in the midst of all this. It magnifies this problem. It's not a place to share moments anymore. It's a place where people go to perform. And so you scroll and suddenly you feel like you're missing something. Someone your age just bought a house. Someone younger than you is traveling the world. Someone you thought was on the same path as you is now way ahead. And then there's that quiet voice that whispers, the way we tell ourselves, you're behind. But behind what? Who even set the timeline? And the thing is, we don't even ask. We just internalize it. And before you know it, you're out here buying things, posting things, achieving things, not because you want them, not because they fulfill you, but because they make you look like you're keeping up. We built a world where validation feels like what we have to chase every day. Like it's oxygen, and silence feels like failure. The thing is, the life God wants you to live, the life you are meant to live, will never demand that you perform for it. It will ask you to become it authentically. And this takes so much courage. And not many people can do that because we believe being seen as performing is the same as being happy. Just think about it. Do we even want love, or just want to look like you're loved? It's the same thing with peace. For example, you don't really want peace. You just want to look like you have your life together. How about freedom? It's not really freedom we want. We want to look like we are living the dream. These things fade. They lose their power the moment no one is watching. And because no one is watching, you keep chasing new ones. The next glow up, the next milestone, the next thing that will make people think you finally made it. And it's never enough because deep down, you're not doing it for you. Society has literally convinced us that being seen, doing well, is more important than what we really want, than how we're feeling. That is so sad because what's the point of having everything if you still feel empty? And maybe that is the hardest part, learning that peace comes when there's nothing left to prove to anybody. Which makes me think of a post I saw to the end of last year, and I remember the creator asking people, what's something you've wanted to achieve so much in your entire life? And when you eventually achieved that thing, how did you feel? And as I went through the comment section, I was so sad. Someone says, happy the first few days, but then empty. I thought my life would be complete when I got married, but it didn't. I thought I'd actually be fulfilled, which goes to say, do we really want the things we want? Like, if you ask yourself right now, the things you want to achieve, do you really want it? Or do you want others to see that you have it, that you've made it? Would it fulfill you? Would it make you happy? For you who wants to go for your master's or do your PhD, do you really want it? Or do you want to be seen, educated? We really have to release the pressure to fit the timeline. Society has this invisible clock on us. You should have owned a house by now, have kids, get married, get that PhD. And if you don't, you're a failure. You're labeled a failure. What if your path is supposed to be different? Like I said earlier, what if your purpose unfolds slower because your foundation is meant to be deeper? Most people fear slowing down. Like rest is a foreign concept. We are so terrified of being judged for not doing enough. And I'm guilty of this. I'm a firstborn daughter. The concept of rest is a foreign word. Like I'm literally just learning what rest is. After being hyper-independent for a very long time, I've literally have to pray about this thing. Like, God, teach me what it means to rest. You have to teach me what rest is. I do not know how to rest. It is a foreign concept. And in the Bible, rest is simply surrender. Most of us do not know how to surrender things. All your hyper-independence does is normalize burnout and call it ambition. We have normalized speed, be on the go, go, and forgotten how to simply live. You don't have to let society make you think like you have to keep up with everything. You are not late. You're not behind. You do not have to keep up with people. You're on your own timeline and let it unfold exactly as it should. However slow it is, embrace slowness and be happy for once. The moment you stop rushing, you start hearing what God has been trying to tell you all along. In your stillness, God speaks. He reveals what you're meant to do and how you're meant to do it. So, how do you know if something is truly for you? If no one ever found out I had this, would I still want it? For example, if no one ever found out I had this relationship, would I still want it? Why am I so afraid of letting go? Do I just want to be seen in a relationship? If no one ever found out I had this job, would I still be in it? Or am I addicted to status even though I'm mentally drained? If no one ever found out I'm pursuing this degree or master's, would I still be doing it? Ask yourself this question, because your real desires are silent. They don't scream for attention. When you truly desire something, you always know. You know the thing that keeps you awake at night? That is what you should be pursuing. When you think about something, you feel calm, grounded and peaceful. That is the thing you should be going after, not what your ego wants. Ego-driven desires come with urgency and pressure. But when you know you're meant to do something, to pursue something, to be in a certain relationship, you might feel uncertain, but it will be peaceful. The way you know something is not for you is if you're restless in it. The new generational world is having a calm nervous system. So if you're constantly restless, pursuing something, like you're just disturbed, you're worried, you're not at peace, that is how you know God is telling you to wait, or it is a no. You must be able to pass the peace test with God. And the more you're honest with yourself, the easier it is to tell the difference. Not everything that glitters is gold. And not everything that takes time to grow is failure. Sometimes the slowest growth. In fact, that is how God works. God doesn't just give you something like that. There's a reason why we have to wait for God's promises. And it is in the waiting season that God works in us. For example, you start a business or a social media platform like YouTube. Your flesh will want it to grow faster, but God might decide to take it slower to grow you. It is not what you achieve in the end. Of course, those are good. It is who you become, and that is more important than any other thing. If you're currently working on something and it is not growing and you want to lose faith, I want to tell you, it is working. The thing might not be growing, but you are becoming. You are the product before the product. You are the result before the result, because if you are meant to impact people, God has to grow you fast for you to handle the blessing God is bringing you. Do not give up. Sometimes the slowest growth is the most divinely orchestrated. You have to be patient enough with God until you eventually fulfill destiny. Let me tell you, when I first started, I thought I'd hit the trail. I thought going viral was easy. My friend, it is not. What will keep you in it is the fact that you love doing it, the fact that it fulfills you. This is how you know you're in your purpose. However long it takes to grow, would you do it for free? Would you do it for fun? Like you just enjoy doing it. That is how you know something, by the way, is truly meant for you. How do you detach from wanting to be seen having it, aka validation? One thing you have to understand is that detachment doesn't mean you stop caring about anything. It just means you stop needing approval to feel worthy. When you no longer depend on the world to clap for you, you start validating yourself. You will stop performing, chasing trends, timelines, and opinion, and start validating you. Start becoming who you are meant to be. Start believing in you. Peace will only come when you start aligning with yourself and being true to yourself, embracing who you are as a person. You'll notice how light it feels when you stop forcing yourself into boxes that don't fit anymore. How freeing it feels to not care if your success makes sense to anyone else but you. That is when you'll finally get out of survival mode and start living your truth. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with wanting more. Wanting is human. We naturally want to grow and achieve things. But when your wanting comes from fear of not being seen, fear of not being chosen, not being enough, that will never satisfy you because it's not coming from a place of alignment. But when it comes from a place of being, from alignment, peace, purpose, every step you take will feel fulfilling even before you get there. So before you chase, post, and prove, ask yourself this question: would I still want this if no one ever found out? Because if the answer is no, maybe it's not you that wants it. It's your ego tired of not being seen. Real peace will come when you stop begging the world to see you and start seeing yourself. You are never behind. You're never late. At any moment of the day, of the year, of the month, you're becoming. Even now, in your confusion, you're becoming. So, I'm asking you again, do you actually want it, or do you want others to see that you have it? Only one of those parts will eventually lead you to peace. And I have an assignment for you. It's a journal prompt I want you to think about. Ask yourself this question. If I had all the resources in the world, people that would support me, if I never cared what people thought about me, what would I do in my life? Then go do that thing. Go do that thing. Do what makes you happy. Why are you waiting on yourself? Why are you sitting down, sleeping all day in your room, miserable, when you have things you can pursue that make you happy? Get up from that couch. When you start doing things for yourself, trust me, the depression will go. Just get up and finally pursue something for yourself.